Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Got the D-Man here, and I'm glad you could join me today. We are going to continue on the topic of what men want in a relationship, what you should desire in your relationship, or you need to set boundaries or decide what it is you want from a woman. And these are some of the basic things that men want. Everybody's a little different, but there are some basic needs that make you feel fulfilled in your relationship. So we will continue on with the article I found on the internet, and we are talking about respect. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Okay, here we go. Respect. Excuse me. Creating a loving and memorable marriage or any kind of a relationship starts with respect. One of the best ways a wife can show her husband that she loves and respects him is by actively listening to him when he talks and not interrupting. You can also demonstrate respect by avoiding making any negative comments about his thoughts and opinions. Doesn't mean she has to agree with everything you say. Being considerate of his upcoming plans. Generally being positive, thankful, and considerate of his wants and needs. Opting not to use the I roll when you disagree with him. I haven't had people use that on me too much, but it's extremely disrespectful, I think. I guess that's a common thing among young people now. It's basically like saying, God, you're stupid, without saying the words. Okay. Free time. Almost everyone has a desire for some quiet time alone and a moment to re-energize, regroup, and reconnect with themselves. When your husband first gets home from work, you can give him his space by allowing him to unwind without any chatter or questions. That's how I am. When I come home from work, I got 6 kids here. I go to my room, I write down the hours and what I need to do to finish the business day. And I don't want to be bothered for about an hour or an hour and a half. Now, does that always happen? Not usually. I may get 5, 10, 15 knocks on my door. But sometimes they respect me and they're kids, they want to be with me. I would never knock on my father's door. I was afraid to. So I'm glad they feel free to be able to do that. But I like my time alone when I get home to unwind from all the demands that an entrepreneur has when he's conducting his businesses. So yes, very important. Now, a woman is an adult, so she should understand that, and she should be able to leave you alone unless there's an emergency. So yes, very important. It shows respect for your husband, for your man, that you respect his wishes and you understand he needs this time alone. And you do need this time alone if you're a man. You need to unwind and regroup and contemplate the day. On his days off, be mindful of his schedule by not planning too many activities. If you really want to do something with your husband on the weekend, consider picking one day on the weekend or making plans every other weekend. Okay, trust. Trust. If you don't have trust, you don't have anything. Any relationship, whether it's with your woman, a business partner, anything, your kids, if there is not trust, there's nothing. Trust is the foundation stone of any relationship. And trust is something that is given freely, but once it's broken, it has to be earned and very hard to build it back up. I am a very trusting person. Yeah, I've been screwed over a few times because I was too trusting. Okay, but better to be that way than to assume everybody's going to screw you, because most people are good and honest. Okay, now that's my perception of the world, so most people I deal with are good and honest. Does that mean I never run into somebody who's dishonest, manipulative, and deceitful? No, it doesn't. I've met those people too. But what are they revealing to me about myself? That's what I have to ask myself. Do I still have some deceitfulness and manipulative traits in me? Of course I do. I probably always will until I die. I'm human. But I can always be looking for those and working to become more of what I want to be. Okay, trust. Trust is vital to the success of any relationship. Couples build trust in healthy relationships by being honest with each other and by not hiding things. If someone asks you what you did today and you say, "Oh, I went to the store." "Oh, what else did you do?" "Why are you asking me? You asked too many questions." I actually had a girl that used to do that. I was just like curious to what, I was just taking an interest in her life. But she took it as me being like a investigator or something. It's like, but she was from a different country and she grew up in a dangerous environment, a lot of criminal activity. Okay, so in places like that where people grow up in those situations, they learn not to tell people everything, that it's dangerous to reveal too much information. And if somebody's asking questions, it's unusual because why does this person want to know this? Now, where I grew up, I take an interest in people. When I go to a client's house, I may sit and talk with them for half an hour, 45 minutes. I know about their family. I know where they lived. I know where they came from. They may tell me about their childhood, their parents, their kids. I find out all different kinds of things about them because people like to talk about themselves, and I love to listen to people. People's lives fascinate me. Okay, now there's the contrast though. Most people where I'm from, if you don't ask questions about them like that, they feel like you don't care about them. We consider that taking an interest in people. Where this girl was from and where she grew up, that was a dangerous thing. A person asking questions like that was looking to find out information to maybe hurt someone or to throw someone in jail. So there's a contrast there. But trust, you have to be open and honest. That doesn't mean if your wife puts on a red dress and you think she looks fat in it, that you say, "My God, you look fat in that dress." I'm not talking about that. Honesty with love, okay? Temper your honesty with love. Rigorous honesty is important. I do my best to live by rigorous honesty, but yet again, I won't tell someone they look terrible in something, but I'll be honest with them and say, "You would look better in this." There's ways to be tactful about it without being dishonest and yet still be rigorously honest so you can live with yourself. The one person that you need to trust the most is yourself. And to trust yourself, you need to be impeccable with your word. You need to be, when you say something, you need to stand behind it. You need to believe what you say and say what you believe. Okay, trust is vital to the success of any relationships. Couples build trust in healthy relationships by being honest with each other, communicating often, and learning how to fight fairly. It takes time to build trust. Yeah, I agree with that, but you either trust someone when you meet them or you don't trust them. Now, that doesn't mean you open your heart and your bank book and everything up to the first person you meet because you trust them. But you have to start with an assumption of trust that the person is being honest with you. I mean, you will know within a couple minutes if you're somewhat intuitive whether this person is full of crap or not, or at least I can tell. You may not know exactly what they're lying about, but you can feel that something isn't right. What you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. So I can tell when I meet people whether they deserve for me to give them the opportunity to build more trust. That's the way I would say it. To be trusting when you meet someone and to listen to what they're saying, and if it seems congruent with who they present themselves to be, then you give them the opportunity to earn more trust from you. Over the years, you two will learn to keep promises. Be yourself and show how much you love and appreciate each other. If you're having doubts about your husband and find it difficult to trust him or your wife, seek counseling. Don't engage in activities like infidelity or spying. Well, I agree. Don't engage in activities like infidelity. Spying, what do you consider spying, I suppose? If you pick up your husband or your wife's phone and go through it, is that considered spying? In my opinion, if I'm with a woman and she's living with me or we're like close and really sharing a lot of good times together, she should be able to pick up my phone and look at it whenever she wants to. What have I got to fear? And I should be able to pick up her phone and look at it anytime I want to. What is there to hide? Now, most women will not let you do that because they're afraid. Well, what are they afraid of? What is she saying or doing that she doesn't want you to see? Is she bad-mouthing you to her friends? Is she having an affair? Is she talking to a man who's just a friend? What is she afraid of? That's what you have to ask yourself. If you ask your wife or girlfriend if you can see her phone and she doesn't want to let you look at it, or she throws a fit about it, what's she hiding? What's the problem? I have my phone. When I was with girls, she could look at my phone anytime she wanted to. I don't care. I don't have anything on there that matters. I even have conversations on there about her with one of my friends, things maybe she did I didn't like. If she wants to see it, I don't care. I'm not saying anything on there that I wouldn't say to her face. So that's the way I feel about it. So if you want to be my girl, don't hide your phone from me. And I won't hide mine from you. Simple. Okay, hopefully, companionship. Hopefully you can say that your husband is not only your lover, but also your friend. Well, I don't know about that. I don't think you can be. I've heard people say that. She's my best friend. Maybe that's possible, not in the reality I have constructed for my life. I mean, I have had girls that were my friends, but the bottom line is, if they wanted to have sex with me, they wanted to be with me. Okay, the girls that I had were I considered friends. I was either sleeping with them or they wanted to be with me, but I wouldn't be with them. So how can you be friends and have sex with someone? I mean, I called them my friends, but they were lovers, okay? There really is a difference. Excuse me. If a girl asks you to just be friends, do you really want to be friends with her? No, you want to be her lover, okay? So don't be her friend. Okay, and if you say, no, I really want to be her friend. If she calls you up at midnight and you're laying in bed by yourself and said, would you come over and make love to me? Are you going to go? More than likely, you will as a man. Okay, then are you her friend? Okay, maybe you consider yourself her friend, but you want to be her lover. Otherwise, you would not take advantage of the opportunity. Or are you going to say, you know, I really don't want to have sex with you because I don't want to mess up our friendship. And then again, maybe you would say that. But then what's she going to think? She wants you to come over and make love to her. You won't do that? So how do you differentiate between the two? I really don't think you can be friends with your wife or your lover. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is you can't be friends like you're friends with your best buddy, okay? Because there's things you can talk to your best buddy about and emotions you can show your best buddy that you cannot show your wife or your girlfriend. Now, if you don't believe that, find a psychologist that works with men and women, okay, counselor. And these women always say they want the man to open up, okay? But when the man opens up and starts crying in front of her, she's like a deer in the headlights. She don't know how to deal with that. They always act like they want their man to open up, but they can't handle it when a man does open up. They're evolutionary programmed to want a strong man. Now, I used to think that, okay, if I cry in front of a woman, I'm strong enough that I don't care whether she likes it or not. Okay, I tried that once. Okay, I didn't cry because I wanted her. I was crying about something. My mother had passed away, and it was something about that. And they just go cry in front of your buddies, okay? If your mom or your buddy or your best friend or somebody passes away, okay? Because women need a strong man. Okay, and if you're crying in front of your woman, it just triggers something in them. They don't know what it is. I'm not saying you can't do it once or twice in a relationship that lasts for years. Okay, if you maintain your frame of being strong, if you are strong. But you can't be showing your emotions all the time to a woman like she can show hers to you and you don't think less of her. Women are emotional beings. They're going to show you more emotions. Anger, frustration. You know, when it's around that time of the month for them, they get really crazy sometimes. And I've had several women in my life say, you know, don't pay no attention to me. You know how I am when it's my time of the month, when I'm having my days. They realize that they just really don't think. They're really emotional, hormonal. Now, but as a man, you do not have this time of the month. You are supposed to be stable and steady, consistent, and the rock, the mountain, so to speak. That is your role in life. And women need to trust you to be strong. So if you're going around sharing your fear emotions, your upset emotions, your sadness and this and that, you're acting like a woman, okay? I'm not saying that you shouldn't have those emotions. It's how you present them and who you present them to, how you deal with them. All emotions are okay. There's nothing wrong with anger, sadness, fear, frustration, all these things. It's the action you take from these emotions if you take action from them. If you have anger, go beat on a punching bag. Get in the ring and spar a few rounds. That'll take it out of you, I'll guarantee you. When I was fighting, I never got in a street fight because you can almost say anything to me. And it's like, hey, I'm getting beat up enough in the gym. I don't need to fight you, buddy. I have nothing to prove. So, but emotions are just emotions, okay? Neither good nor bad. It's who you express them in front of and what actions you take to express these emotions. There are healthy ways to express all emotions, and there are certain people that you can show these emotions to that won't be affected by it. Your woman needs you to be strong, okay? Contrary to what social stigma or media or whatever it is says today, you need to be strong. That is what women are attracted to. That is the kind of man a woman stays with, a man who is strong. Not a man who never shows emotions, but a man who is in control of his emotions, who is not emotionally driven or knocked down by life's catastrophes or events or discouragements. He can maintain his emotional stability during anything that happens that comes from the outer world. Very important. Companionship. Oh, that's what we were talking about, friends. Staying friends and companions. Staying friends and companions throughout the years require that you find ways to make quality time to be together and have new experiences. Marrying your best friend also means being mindful of how you talk to each other, not taking him for granted, and making small sacrifices to please each other. Practice using kind words, show your gratitude for him daily, and choose to watch his favorite local sports game instead of your go-to show. Marrying your best friend. I just don't, I would like to meet someone. I've had people say that my woman is my best friend, and maybe that's true. I haven't experienced that. I had a really good friend when I was younger, and she became my lover, and it changed things. We were together for 5 years. We had a good relationship, but after we became lovers, I could not share things with her that I was able to share with her before. It just didn't work. Okay, well, that's it for today. I hear my kids making noise in the background, so I've gotten this far without having any interruptions, so I better stop now. If you'd like to get my help personally, you can contact me at marksinspirationalguidance@gmail.com or DM me if you're watching this on Instagram. Leave a comment in the comments section and hit that subscribe button. Have a great day.